For decades, the nations of Earth had been engaged in a feverish race to push the boundaries of space exploration and military technology. Rumors of a secretive program to develop an interstellar warship had long circulated among the global population, but those whispers were routinely dismissed as mere fantasy. After all, the sheer scale and complexity of such an endeavor were beyond the ken of most. Yet, on this momentous day, the truth could no longer be denied. Gathered in a remote, heavily fortified compound, the leaders of the world's superpowers stood side by side, united in their purpose. With a subtle nod, they signaled the command to unveil their crowning achievement, the colossal warship that would soon grace the skies above. Slowly, the massive titanium alloy panels slid apart, revealing the vessel's sleek, angular form. A hush fell over the crowd as they caught their first glimpse of the behemoth. Measuring nearly 2 kilometers in length, the warship's imposing silhouette dominated the landscape, its swept-back wings and towering spinal structure evoking a sense of both awe and unease. "Behold, the Prometheus," boomed the voice of the United Nations Secretary-General, his words echoing across the compound. "This colossal vessel, the culmination of our species' technological prowess, will serve as humanity's ambassador to the stars." A deafening cheer rose from the gathering as the assembled dignitaries, scientists, and military personnel erupted in applause. For years, they had poured their hearts and souls into this endeavor, driven by a vision of a future where humanity's reach extended far beyond the confines of their home planet. Now, that dream was finally a reality. The Prometheus, named after the Greek titan who brought fire to mankind, represented the pinnacle of human engineering. Its hull was composed of a revolutionary alloy capable of withstanding the harshest conditions of space, while its internal systems were powered by a compact fusion reactor that could sustain the vessel for decades. Equipped with state-of-the-art propulsion systems, the warship could achieve unprecedented speeds, allowing it to traverse the vast distances between stars with unparalleled efficiency. But the Prometheus was more than just a technological marvel. It was a symbol of humanity's unbridled ambition and determination. Adorned with the flags of the world's nations, the colossal warship stood as a testament to the power of global cooperation, a reminder that when humanity set aside its differences, there was no challenge it could not overcome. "This vessel represents the dawn of a new era," the Secretary-General continued, his voice filled with a sense of profound pride. "No longer will we be confined to the bounds of our homeworld. With the Prometheus as our guide, we will venture forth, exploring the mysteries of the cosmos and forging new alliances with intelligent civilizations beyond our own." The crowd erupted in cheers once more, their enthusiasm infectious. For a brief moment, the weight of the responsibility that lay ahead was forgotten, replaced by a sense of boundless optimism and excitement. The Prometheus was more than just a warship. It was the embodiment of humanity's collective dreams, a symbol of their unwavering determination to leave an indelible mark upon the universe. As the ceremony drew to a close, the leaders of the world turned their gaze skyward, their eyes fixed upon the colossal warship that would soon set sail for the stars. The journey that lay ahead would be fraught with challenges, but in that moment, they knew that the Prometheus would lead them to a future beyond their wildest imaginings. In the days following the Prometheus unveiling, a palpable sense of excitement and trepidation gripped the global population. The colossal warship's maiden voyage was fast approaching, and with it, the very real possibility of humanity's first encounter with an alien civilization. Behind closed doors, the world's leaders convened in a series of high-level discussions, wrestling with the profound implications of such an encounter. Diplomatic teams were assembled, tasked with drafting extensive protocols to govern first contact scenarios. Anthropologists, linguists, and xenobiologists were recruited, their expertise crucial in ensuring that any initial interactions would be conducted with the utmost care and sensitivity. "We are on the precipice of a moment that will forever alter the course of human history," the UN Secretary-General stated solemnly during one such meeting. "The decisions we make in the coming days and weeks will echo through the ages. We cannot afford to make a single misstep. The discussions were heated and at times acrimonious. The superpowers, long accustomed to jockeying for global dominance, now found themselves united in a common cause, their rivalries and ideological differences temporarily set aside. They knew that the fate of their species hung in the balance, and that any sign of disunity could prove catastrophic. After weeks of intense deliberation, a comprehensive first contact protocol was established. At its core was a commitment to peaceful exploration and diplomacy. The Prometheus would approach any alien civilization with open arms, its crew tasked with initiating communication, exchanging information, and fostering mutual understanding. We must remember that the aliens we encounter may possess technologies and capabilities that far exceed our own, cautioned the lead xenobiologist. Any show of aggression or mistrust could be interpreted as a provocation, with potentially devastating consequences. Our approach must be one of humility and genuine goodwill. To that end, the Prometheus would be outfitted with a specialized diplomatic corps, drawn from the finest minds in their respective fields. Linguists skilled in xenolinguistics would work tirelessly to decipher alien languages, while anthropologists and cultural experts would study the nuances of alien societies, searching for common ground. Additionally, a contingent of highly trained, but discreetly armed, security personnel would be on hand to provide protection should negotiations take an unexpected turn. We cannot ignore the possibility of encountering a hostile alien civilization, the Secretary General acknowledged. While our primary objective is peace, we must be prepared to defend ourselves and our newfound allies should the need arise. As the Prometheus underwent its final preparations for launch, the weight of responsibility seemed to grow with each passing day. The crew, selected from the best and brightest that humanity had to offer, knew that the success or failure of this mission would shape the destiny of their species for generations to come. In the end, it was not the technological prowess of the Colossal Warship that gave them hope, but rather the knowledge that they represented the collective will and determination of all humanity. Whatever challenges they might face, they were united in their purpose, to forge a path to the stars, and to do so with wisdom, courage, and an unwavering commitment to peace. As the Prometheus rose from the launch pad, its engines igniting the sky with a brilliant burst of light, the world held its collective breath, knowing that the fate of their species now rested in the hands of those brave few who had answered the call to venture beyond the confines of their home world. The day had finally arrived. As the world watched with bated breath, the Prometheus, Earth's colossal interstellar warship, prepared to embark on its historic maiden voyage. Crowds had gathered in every major city, their eyes fixed skyward, eager to catch a glimpse of the vessel that would carry humanity's dreams to the stars. Inside the towering command deck of the Prometheus, the diverse crew, scientists, diplomats, and military personnel, stood at their stations, their faces etched with a mix of excitement and trepidation. For years, they had trained for this moment, honing their skills and preparing themselves for the challenges that lay ahead. Now, the moment of truth had arrived. "All systems are go, Captain," reported the chief engineer, her voice betraying a hint of nervous energy. "The fusion reactor is operating at optimal efficiency, and the propulsion systems are primed and ready." The captain, a seasoned veteran with decades of space exploration experience, nodded calmly. "Excellent work, Commander. Initiate launch sequence." With the press of a button, the Prometheus' mighty engines roared to life, the deafening rumble shaking the very foundations of the launch complex. Slowly, majestically, the colossal warship rose from the launch pad, its sleek wings cutting through the atmosphere like a knife through butter. As the Prometheus breached the bounds of Earth's gravity, the crew members on the bridge found themselves awash in a profound sense of awe. Below them, the blue and green marble of their homeworld receded into the distance, its familiar landmasses and oceans gradually giving way to the vast, unforgiving expanse of space. "We're clearing the outer atmosphere, Captain," reported the navigation officer, her voice tinged with a mix of relief and wonder. transitioning to interstellar drive in 3, 2, 1. With a flash of light, the Prometheus engaged its state-of-the-art propulsion system, its powerful engines propelling the vessel into the inky blackness of the cosmos at speeds previously unimagined. The crew members, pressed firmly against their seats by the sheer force of the acceleration, felt a surge of exhilaration coursing through their veins. Warp engines are functioning at 120% capacity, the chief engineer announced, her fingers dancing across the holographic displays. We're maintaining a stable velocity of 0.95 c. The captain allowed himself a rare smile, his eyes shining with pride. Excellent work, everyone. Now let's see what wonders the universe has in store for us. As the Prometheus hurtled through the void, the crew members found themselves reflecting on the significance of their mission. They were not simply explorers, but ambassadors for all of humanity, tasked with forging new alliances, uncovering the mysteries of the cosmos, and proving that their species was worthy of a place among the stars. The weight of that responsibility was not lost on them, and they knew that the challenges they would face would be unlike anything they had ever encountered. But in their hearts, they were united by a common purpose, a belief that the destiny of their species was not to be confined to a single world, but to spread its wings and soar to the furthest reaches of the galaxy. And as the Colossal Warship continued its journey, the crew members couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and determination, for they knew that the fate of humanity now rested in their hands. Weeks into their journey, the Prometheus and its crew had settled into a routine of constant vigilance and scientific exploration. The Colossal Warship cut through the vastness of space with ease, its powerful sensors sweeping the surrounding systems for any signs of intelligent life. On the bridge, the atmosphere was one of focused intensity. The crew members, their eyes locked onto the holographic displays, scanned the incoming data with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. The moment they had been preparing for was drawing near, and the tension was palpable. "Captain, we're detecting a series of energy signatures in the Epsilon Eridani system," reported the chief science officer, her brow furrowed in concentration. "The readings are consistent with the presence of an advanced technological civilization." The captain, a seasoned veteran who had faced countless challenges throughout his storied career, leaned forward in his chair, his gaze fixed on the display. "Estimated time of arrival. At our current velocity, we'll reach the Epsilon Eridani system in approximately 72 hours, the navigator replied, his fingers flying across the holographic controls. A hush fell over the bridge as the crew members absorbed the significance of this news. They had come so far, driven by a shared vision of peaceful exploration and diplomacy. Now the moment of truth had arrived, and the fate of their mission, and perhaps the very future of humanity, hung in the balance. "Initiate first contact protocols," the captain ordered, his voice calm and steady. "Have the diplomatic corps assemble in the main briefing room. I want a comprehensive analysis of the alien civilization's technological and social development within the next 24 hours. As the crew members sprang into action, the Prometheus continued its relentless journey through the void, its powerful engines propelling it ever closer to the Epsilon Eridani system. The diplomatic corps, a team of the finest linguists, anthropologists, and xenobiologists Earth had to offer, worked tirelessly to prepare for the momentous encounter. Based on our preliminary scans, the alien civilization appears to be roughly equivalent to our own in terms of technological development, the lead xenobiologist reported during the briefing. Their energy signatures suggest the use of advanced fusion reactors and interstellar propulsion systems. However, their social and cultural structures remain a mystery. The captain nodded thoughtfully, his mind racing with the implications and the possibility of hostile intent. The xenobiologist hesitated, his expression grave. "We simply don't have enough information to make that determination. The aliens may view our arrival as a threat, or they may welcome us with open arms. We must approach this encounter with the utmost caution and diplomacy." As the Prometheus drew ever closer to its destination, The crew members found themselves gripped by a mix of excitement and trepidation. They knew that the outcome of this first contact could shake the course of human history, and they were determined to succeed, not just for the sake of their own species, but for the sake of all intelligent life in the cosmos. With a deep breath, the captain turned to his crew, his eyes shining with a resolute determination. "Prepare the ship for arrival. We're about to make history." As the Prometheus approached the Epsilon Eridani system, the crew members found themselves on the edge of their seats, their hearts pounding with a mixture of anticipation and trepidation. The diplomatic corps, having pored over every scrap of data they could gather, stood ready to make first contact, their carefully rehearsed protocols and scripts committed to memory. "We're entering the outer edges of the system," the navigator announced, his voice taut with tension. "Sensors are detecting multiple artificial satellites and orbital stations, clear indications of an advanced spacefaring civilization." The captain nodded, his gaze fixed on the holographic display. "Bring us to a stable orbit and ready the diplomatic team. Let's hope our visitors are as curious about us as we are about them." With a deep breath, the diplomatic corps stepped onto the Prometheus main airlock, their expressions a mix of determination and apprehension. As the massive titanium alloy doors slid open, they were greeted by a sight that left them both awed and perplexed. Hovering a mere kilometer away, a fleet of sleek, angular vessels emerged from the shadows, their hulls shimmering with an otherworldly iridescence. The diplomats stared in awe, their training momentarily forgotten as they drank in the sight of these alien craft. "They're hailing us," the communications officer reported, her fingers dancing across the holographic controls. "Audio and visual transmission." The captain gestured to the diplomats, nodding towards the main view screen. "Let's see what our new friends have to say." As the view screen flickered to life, the diplomats found themselves face to face with a trio of alien beings, their features both familiar and foreign. Bipedal in stature, with elongated, graceful limbs and large, expressive eyes, the aliens regarded the humans with a mixture of curiosity and caution. "Greetings, travelers from the stars," one of the aliens began, its voice rich and melodic. "I am Siloth, ambassador of the Galactic Confederation. We welcome you to our homeworld of Arida." The lead diplomat, a seasoned xenolinguist, stepped forward, her face alight with a sense of wonder. "I am Ava Sinclair, representative of the United Nations of Earth. We are honored by your greeting, and we come in peace, with the hope of establishing friendship and cooperation between our peoples." Siloth tilted its head, its large eyes scanning the humans with a thoughtful expression. "Peace, you say? That is a most welcome sentiment. For too long, the Galactic Confederation has been a mere shadow of its former self, fractured by internal strife and the looming threat of war." The diplomat's brow furrowed with concern. "War? Against whom?" Siloth's expression darkened, its voice tinged with a hint of sorrow. "There are those among the stars who seek to dominate and subjugate all they encounter. They view our way of life as a threat to their own twisted ambitions. We have fought to maintain our independence, but our resources and numbers dwindle with each passing year." Ava's heart sank as she listened to Siloth's words, the gravity of the situation dawning on her. "Then perhaps we can be of assistance. The people of Earth have long sought to forge peaceful alliances beyond our home world. If the Galactic Confederation is willing, we would be honored to stand beside you in your struggle for freedom and self-determination." Siloth's eyes widened with a glimmer of hope. "Then let us begin the process of understanding one another, for the sake of all our people, both here and across the stars." As the diplomats and the alien ambassadors began their delicate negotiations, the crew of the Prometheus watched with bated breath, their sense of purpose renewed. The Colossal Warship, a symbol of humanity's technological prowess, had become a bridge between two worlds, a harbinger of a future where the bonds of friendship and cooperation might span the vast expanse of the cosmos. In the days that followed the initial contact, the diplomats of the Prometheus and the Eridan ambassadors worked tirelessly to establish a foundation of trust and understanding between their two civilizations. Guided by a shared desire for peace and mutual prosperity, they engaged in a series of delicate negotiations, each side seeking to uncover the nuances of the other's culture, technology, and societal structure. The Eridans are a truly remarkable people, Ava Sinclair reported during a briefing with the Prometheus senior staff. Their technological capabilities rival our own, and their commitment to peaceful coexistence is deeply rooted in their cultural traditions. The captain nodded, his expression thoughtful. And what of their political structure? How might that impact our ability to forge lasting alliances? Ava paused, her brow furrowing as she considered the question. The Eridans are part of a larger governing body known as the Galactic Confederation, a coalition of over a dozen alien civilizations. However, their internal dynamics are complex, and the Confederation has been beset by tensions and political infighting for centuries. The captain's eyes narrowed. Troubling. Any indication that our presence here might exacerbate those tensions. That is the delicate balance we must strive to maintain, Ava replied. The Eridans have expressed a genuine desire to forge an alliance with us, but they are understandably cautious, given the precarious state of their own affairs. As the discussions continued, the crew of the Prometheus found themselves in awe of the Eridans' technological prowess. The alien vessels, sleek and agile, possessed capabilities that far exceeded anything humanity had ever developed. Their energy systems, powered by advanced fusion reactors, were able to sustain interstellar travel for decades without the need for refueling. And their communications networks, utilizing quantum entanglement, allowed for instantaneous exchange of information across vast distances. If we can learn to harness even a fraction of their technological knowledge, the implications for our own civilization could be truly transformative, the chief engineer mused, her eyes shining with excitement. The Eridans, in turn, were equally captivated by the Prometheus and its human crew. The Colossal Warship, a testament to humanity's ingenuity and determination, stood in stark contrast to the more streamlined Eridan vessels. Its sheer size and firepower awed the alien ambassadors, who recognized the potential power it represented. You must tell us more about the world from which you hail, Xyloth, the lead Eridan ambassador, said during one particularly fruitful exchange. We have heard whispers of your kind, but to see your vessel with our own eyes is truly a wonder to behold. Ava smiled, her eyes sparkling with pride. Earth is a world of great diversity, both in our cultures and our technological achievements. We are a young civilization, still finding our way in the cosmos, but we are united by a common desire to explore, to learn, and to forge lasting bonds of friendship. As the discussions progressed, the Prometheus crew and the Eridan ambassadors began to uncover numerous areas of potential cooperation. The Eridans, facing a looming threat from an unnamed enemy, were eager to bolster their defensive capabilities, and the Prometheus' formidable armaments were a source of both fascination and reassurance. In turn, the humans were eager to learn from the Eridans' extensive knowledge of interstellar travel and communication, hoping to expand the reach of their own exploration efforts. With each passing day, the bonds of trust and understanding between the two civilizations grew stronger, laying the foundation for a future of unprecedented cooperation and shared prosperity. And as the Prometheus crew watched the Eridan vessels glide gracefully alongside their colossal warship, they knew that they were witnessing the dawn of a new era, one in which humanity's place among the stars was finally secure. As the bonds of friendship and cooperation between the Prometheus crew and the Eridan civilization deepened, a shadow began to loom over their budding alliance. The Eridans had spoken of a persistent threat to the Galactic Confederation, a hostile alien force that sought to dominate and subjugate all it encountered. And now, it seemed, that threat had become a harrowing reality. Our long-range sensors have detected a massive fleet of enemy vessels heading towards the Epsilon Eridani system. The Prometheus chief of security reported, his face etched with a mixture of concern and determination. They're moving at high warp, and their weapons signatures are unlike anything we've encountered before. The captain's jaw tightened as he listened to the report, his mind racing with the implications. How long until they reach our position? At their current speed, they'll be within weapons range in less than 48 hours, the security officer replied, his fingers flying across the holographic displays. Xyloth, the Eridan ambassador, stepped forward, his normally serene expression now tinged with a hint of fear. This is the threat we have long feared. The Dominion, as they call themselves, have amassed a formidable armada, driven by a single-minded desire to subjugate all civilizations in their path. Ava Sinclair, the lead human diplomat, placed a reassuring hand on Xyloth's shoulder. Then we must stand together, Xyloth. The Prometheus and her crew stand ready to defend our newfound alliance against this Dominion menace. The captain nodded, his eyes narrowing with resolve. Prepare the ship for battle. We'll need to coordinate our defenses with the Eridan fleet if we're to have any hope of repelling this invasion. In the hours that followed, the Prometheus and the Eridan vessels worked in perfect synchrony, their crews pooling their collective knowledge and resources to fortify their position. The Eridan's advanced defensive systems were seamlessly integrated with the Prometheus' formidable firepower, creating a formidable bulwark against the approaching Dominion fleet. As the enemy vessels finally emerged from the void, the crew of the Prometheus braced themselves for the onslaught. The Dominion ships, sleek and menacing, unleashed a barrage of energy weapons and missiles, their destructive firepower shattering the outer defenses of the Eridan fleet. But the Prometheus, with its thick armor and state-of-the-art shielding, weathered the assault with unwavering resilience. Guided by the captain's steady hand and the crew's unwavering discipline, the Colossal Warship responded in kind, its devastating arsenal of plasma cannons and antimatter missiles carving a path through the enemy formation. The battle raged for hours, a furious dance of light and shadow as the Prometheus and the Eridan vessels fought to hold their ground. And just when it seemed that the invaders might overwhelm them, a sudden, unexpected development turned the tide of the conflict. A massive energy surge emanated from the Prometheus fusion reactor, channeling a devastating beam of pure energy that lanced through the heart of the Dominion fleet. Caught off guard by the sheer power of the human vessel, the enemy ships began to falter, their hulls crumbling under the relentless assault. As the Dominion forces retreated, battered and broken, a cheer rose up from the crews of the Prometheus and the Eridan vessels. For in that moment, they knew that their alliance had been forged in the crucible of battle, a bond that would endure long after the dust had settled. And as the Prometheus stood tall, its shimmering hull marred by the scars of combat, the crew knew that they had taken a crucial first step towards securing humanity's place among the stars. In the aftermath of the battle against the Dominion fleet, the crew of the Prometheus and the Eridan civilization found themselves united by a newfound respect and admiration. The Colossal Warship's decisive victory had not only thwarted the enemy's invasion, but it had also cemented humanity's reputation as a formidable and trustworthy partner in the galactic community. Your vessel and its crew have demonstrated a level of courage and resolve that we have seldom witnessed among the civilizations of the Galactic Confederation. Xyloth, the Eridan ambassador, remarked during a formal ceremony held aboard the Prometheus. It is clear to us now that the people of Earth are worthy of our trust and friendship. Ava Sinclair, the lead human diplomat, beamed with pride as she listened to Xyloth's words. The people of Earth are honored to stand alongside the Eridans in this fight for freedom and self-determination. We may have come from different worlds, but we are united by a common vision of a future where all intelligent life can thrive, unbound by the shackles of tyranny and oppression. As the Prometheus and the Eridan fleet began the long journey back to their respective homeworlds, the crew could not help but feel a profound sense of accomplishment. Their mission, which had started with the unveiling of a colossal warship and the prospect of first contact, had now evolved into something far greater, the forging of an alliance that would shape the course of interstellar affairs for generations to come. This is just the beginning, my friends, the captain said, addressing the assembled crew during a celebratory gathering. The path ahead will not be an easy one, But I have no doubt that with the Eridans at our side, we will be able to overcome any challenge that the universe might throw our way. In the weeks and months that followed, the Prometheus and the Eridan civilization worked tirelessly to strengthen the bonds of their newfound alliance. Diplomatic delegations shuttled back and forth between Earth and Erida, sharing knowledge, resources, and ideas for the betterment of both their civilizations. The Eridans, impressed by the Prometheus' advanced propulsion systems and weapons technology, began to incorporate elements of human engineering into their own vessels, bolstering their defensive capabilities and expanding the reach of their exploration efforts. In turn, the humans eagerly absorbed the Eridans' expertise in quantum communication, harnessing the power of instantaneous data transfer to enhance their own interstellar networks. As the alliance grew stronger, the Galactic Confederation itself began to take notice. Once a fractured and weakened entity, the Confederation now stood united in the face of the Dominion threat, its member civilizations drawing inspiration from the example set by the Prometheus and the Eridans. The actions of your crew have had a profound impact on the course of our history, Tyloth said during one particularly poignant exchange. You have not only saved our homeworld, but you have also reignited the spark of hope that had long since faded from the hearts of our people. The captain of the Prometheus, his eyes shining with pride, clasped Tyloth's hand in a gesture of friendship and solidarity. Then let us work together to ensure that this spark never again grows dim. For the sake of our civilizations, and for the countless others who yearn to live in peace and freedom, we must forge a path towards a brighter future among the stars. And so, as the Prometheus and the Eridan vessels departed, their crews brimming with a renewed sense of purpose, the Colossal Warship became a symbol of humanity's potential, a beacon that would guide them towards an era of unprecedented cooperation and exploration, forever altering the course of interstellar affairs.